Hello there, happy Monday. I'm on here quickly to talk about money. Money. It's not about the money. Money makes the world go round. It's a very confusing topic according to all the songs that we hear. But actually it's one of the thorniest topics when it comes to career transition and building a business. So my name's Anna Lundberg, and I'm the founder of One Step Outside, where we help people around the world build a business and create a lifestyle that brings them more freedom, flexibility and fulfillment. And money really is one of the biggest fears, the biggest concerns, for good reason. And I wanted to come on here quickly, just talk about 5 little things that you can do, perhaps big things that you can do to manage your money in different aspects. And the first thing is mindset. And I know this sounds a bit sort of wishy-washy and, all this stuff about mantras and beliefs and so on, but it's just so incredibly powerful. And the truth is that if you have beliefs such as, well, freelancers always struggle, it's really difficult to build your own business, I can't charge more money, my clients can't afford more, I've never been good at money and all these things, then those are really self-fulfilling prophecies. And if that's your belief, then I can assure you, you're going to find evidence out there that's going to support that belief. So one of the pieces in mindset is to really look at all your beliefs, write them all down, everything to do with money. Often these are inherited from our parents, from past generations, from things that happened. Maybe we had a failed business in the past. All these things that have happened previously don't necessarily determine our future. So get all those beliefs down, begin to question them, break them down and turn them into more positive beliefs. And it's not about being naively optimistic here, it's just about being open, realistic, but also positive. Hopeful perhaps, and this first step of managing your mindset, absolutely critical in the area of money. So that's the first thing. The second thing is education, and the truth is we don't learn about this stuff at school. I wish we had learned finance, money management and so on. It's such an important life skill, and even though I studied economics at university, certainly it didn't really help me in terms of personal finances. But actually, it's very easy once you begin to learn about it. So as with anything, when you start out, you're not going to know a lot. I'm by no means an expert, but I've certainly done my best over the last few years to read articles, read blogs, listen to podcasts, and get my head around the best solutions for me personally in terms of investing, managing the business and so on. So educating yourself is going to make you more comfortable with the topic of money rather than leaning away from it and getting stressed and really agitated around it. You'll become more comfortable, more familiar with the terms and the options that are available, and that's really going to help you. So the first one is mindset, and the second piece, equally important, is education, because if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be pretty tricky. Having said that, the third step is actually getting help. And I must admit that I only recently started to work with an accountant, which I'm thrilled about. But even when I was doing my money myself, it was certainly, I wasn't doing it by myself. I had help from people that I knew who were very kindly helping me. I did a lot of reading again, lots of blogs, forums and so on where you can get information. And luckily it turns out with my accountant now that I was doing the right thing, so phew. But to take this very seriously, incredibly important to work with a bookkeeper or an accountant or whatever it is, even if it is, a friend or someone who you can sense check things with, make sure you can ask questions and so on. This is not to say that you're outsourcing money and you're not going to be in control of it yourself. It's very important still to know what you're doing, and that's why the education piece is so important. But partnering with someone else is going to allow you to ask those questions and make sure you're doing the right things. So that's mindset, education and asking for help. Then we get a bit more practical. The next level is planning, and it's so easy to put our heads into the sand and not really to think about what money we need, how much we're actually spending and so on, and that's pretty dangerous. And again, as uncomfortable as it can be to sort of look at the paper, look at the numbers black on white and see, you're not earning as much as you thought or you're spending more than you realised, that's really the first step to then being able to manage that money. You need to know what the reality is in order to know where you are today, so you know where you want to get to and how you can really close that gap. So that one is planning. You want to look at, if you're starting a business, what's the break-even point? How much money do you need to bring in? And if you already have existing products and services, are your products and services actually going to add up to that income goal? So if you have an income goal of 100,000 in a year, for example, and if you start multiplying your pricing and your packages and so on, and you realize you're nowhere near that goal, then again, it's better to know that sooner rather than later. So you can make sure that you launch different packages, perhaps raise your prices, step up your game in terms of getting more traffic, leads and so on, so you'll have more customers coming in. So planning, both in terms of the business and also personally, saving money and so on, is incredibly important. And then the final thing, I always talk about taking action, and that is going to be our number 5 tip here as well. You need to actually do something about it. So now that you know where you are today, now that you know where you want to get to, you know the gaps when it comes to your packages and pricing, you know you need to save this much, cut down on your spendings, whatever it is, you need to be taking consistent action. So both specifically in the area of finance and money, you need to be actually saving that money and investing and doing those things, but also in the area of your business, that you're actually taking consistent action that you know you're going to then reap the rewards in 3 months, 6 months. Because of course, things that you do today will have an effect on your business, a few months further down the line. Unfortunately, we can't get clients just like that from stepping up a gear today. So that's the final one, taking consistent action, both in terms specifically of your money and finances, but then also in terms of the business more generally, in terms of growing that business. So again, 5 little tips or 5 little areas you want to think about when it comes to money. Again, one of the biggest, thorniest, trickiest, most painful topics. It doesn't have to be that way though. So just to recap again, mindset first of all, secondly, educating yourself, thirdly, getting the help that you need, fourth, planning, and fifth, implementation. And it is an incredibly important topic. It is not something that you want to take lightly. And again, you don't want to be naively optimistic and just throw everything out the window and, put your family, your own financial security at risk. And believe me, that is not necessary. So the important thing here is within your parameters, within what's possible for you, what can you do to save, cut down on expenses, invest in the business, whatever your goals are. But, very, very important to get that down on paper, to face it head on. It may be better than you think, it may be worse, but either way, you then have that kind of baseline to start from. So I hope that's helpful. Hope that shifts your perspective a little bit, perhaps, if you think that you need to work on those beliefs. Arguably, a lot of us have those still around freelancing, business, and sort of, again, inheritance, partnering with somebody who can really help you and guide you, keeping control, keeping, that perspective and understanding on your own side, and then planning and taking action as well. Hope that was helpful. See you again soon. Bye.